let me talk to you. Now in the past week, if not the last day, hundreds, if not thousands of deck lists have been uploaded on this platform, and all of them are promising you that they've got the hot new tech, the spicy new combo. But the truth is, none of them do it quite like me. You see these sleeves? Sleeves of a champion. You see this deck box? Sleeves of a champion. And I bet you're thinking right now, oh, what an idiot. He said sleeves of a champion twice. No! I just wanted to make sure you got a nice long look at them, because it's going to take me just one turn to make change out of your $5 ass. Whose game is it? That's right. Tell our Knights. Yeah!
First off, we got Triple the Neb. This is your main searcher in the deck. You can use its effect on summon. You can also copy any of their effects with the new Xyz monster, so you can technically get 2 Deneb searches or 2 of any of these effects each game. We got Triple Altair. On summon, it will special summon back a Tellarknight from the graveyard, so it's good for being a main combo piece as well as being a follow-up after you have your big combo turn 1. We've got triple copies of Lirin, one of the new ones. So this one and Altaren both count as, we're playing one Altaren. We'll just do it all at once. They count as both Tellarknights and Constellar monsters, and that matters for some of the effects of the other monsters and spells in the deck that require one or the other. Lirin can summon itself from the hand as when you normal summon a Tellarknight or Constellar monster. It's only on the normal summon, so if you don't open this, or you don't have a way to like special summon into your combos to search it, it's kind of not as good. Mostly its second effect to search a spell card next to your hand. A Tellarknight or Constellar spell card is what you're using it for. You can copy that effect with the Constellar Caduceus, Tellarknight Constellar Caduceus, the Xyz monster, and if you happen to get the extension effect, that's also really good. Altaren you want to dump into the graveyard as soon as possible. While it's in the graveyard, if you were to special summon a Tellarknight or Constellar monster, it can special summon itself out of the graveyard, and then it'll pop a card on the field for every light or dark Xyz monster you control. So if you time it a little bit later in your combo, you're usually popping for like 1 or 2. So this thing is really good, but I wouldn't play it at more than 1 because it's pretty recyclable. For other 1-ofs, we've got the 1 Vega, special summon from the hand, the 1 Anuk, it's a Foolish Burial, and then I'm playing the 1 Alsam. It burns for 1,000. This is probably going to be better off as like a Sirius or an extra copy of one of these 2 or something. I just have always really loved the burn for 1,000 effect. It's like an in-archetype Gaga Cowboy, and it's loopable, so you can just keep doing it every turn, and you know it's pretty easy to burn for 2,000 or 3,000 with this. It's also still a level 4 body, so you would just loop to summon it off of Vega or Altair, burn for the 1,000, and then overlay a link with it. And so it's always just like a resource. The only reason I might pick Sirius instead is because Sirius resets your graveyard and your deck a little bit, because Sirius on summon can take 5 Tellarknights out of your deck, or out of your graveyard, shuffle them back into your deck and draw a card, so it's a draw one. But really, a lot of the stuff you want in the graveyard, or it doesn't hurt to have in the graveyard, so I just thought I'd play the one I like better. For Constellars, I've got 3 Sheratan, and then the 1 Constellar Caduceus, not the Xyz monster. Sheratan on summon, searches a Constellar monster, adds it to your hand. So it can search this, as well as Lirin or Altaren, just as a reminder there. Which only matters because I'm only playing the 1 of these. It's an okay extender if you open it, but this is just so much better. It's a 1-card combo that makes it a pretty nasty board. This doesn't really do that, and there are other cards in the deck that are extenders. So I want to search it off of the Sheratan. It also can search a spell, so usually you're going to Sheratan search, special summon Caduceus, search the Twinkle, and then that's where your combo starts. We're also playing 2 Photon Thrasher. I've wanted a reason to play these guys forever. I've been holding on to them for a while now. It's just a great level 4 light monster that summons itself, so if you open it turn 1, it's a free body and you can put plus pretty hard off of it. We got the 1 Renaud for the Isold combo, and then a bunch of hand traps. We got Triple Ash, Double Droll, and double Nibiru. I need to be able to react pretty quickly. If you're going first, you're going to empty your deck out pretty hard. If you're going second, and you get shut down on like your normal summon of Sheraton, you just lose. So played a really heavy hand trap lineup, heavy for myself. I know that that's kind of the standard, but typically I'll play like 2 to 4 hand traps in a deck. For spells, we've got double Constellar Tellarknights. I've considered playing this at 3. The only reason I'm not is it's searchable and recyclable, so it's a continuous spell. On activation, you can special summon a Teller or a Constellar monster, and then it can rank up or down a Constellar Xyz monster, Tellarknight Xyz monster you control. So it's a main part of the combo. It's also searchable. I think I mentioned that already. So 2 has been fine, and you could probably even go to 1. And that's probably true for this as well. Double Skybridge, I had it at 3, I cut it down to 2, and then I'd probably cut it to 1 if there was something else I wanted to fit in here. It's really nice. It's also searchable. It's a really nice card to have. It just doesn't do much as far as getting you to your combos. It'll just replace a Tellarknight you control, shuffle it back into the deck to special summon a new one. So best case scenario, you Deneb, you search we'll say a Nook or Altair or something, then you Skybridge the Deneb away into a Vega to summon the one that you searched, and that would be kind of like a good little plus off of this. Outside of that, it doesn't do as much for you. It's also once per turn, so having multiples in your hand is just a brick. And then we got the one Twinkle. This is super important. It raises a Constellar monster's level by 1 or 2. It also can banish a Constellar from your graveyard to put it back in your hand, and that is not once per turn. So you can turn your 4s into 5s, your 3 into 4, anything like that. So it's a pretty main piece of the deck. We got the one Rhoda, search a warrior. It's pretty much all warriors, except for the one that you want, Sheraton, is a beast. So you cannot search it off of Rhoda. It sucks. If it were a warrior, I guess it'd probably be way too broken, so it makes sense. The one Foolish, we're dumping probably the Altair or any targets for like Altair. One Living Fossil also for that combo with Renaud and Isold. I had seen people play the Hero Champion, the Knuckle something, plus whatever other equip card because you can't search it in that instance. I chose to not because this is it's searchable off of Renaud essentially. So once you summon Isold and then use the effect to dump this to summon the Renaud, you get this back, you just search the Monster Reborn. In the other effect, they kind of do the same thing. The only difference is that this version of the combo, you're gonna use the Renaud to make the Appaloosa, and then you're gonna make a Gagaga Cowboy to summon back the Deltaros. In the other version of the combo, you're gonna use the rank 1 heroic champion guy effect to summon back the Deltaros, and it requires a little bit more of a setup, so this one just seemed a little bit more foolproof. One Monster Reborn, one Called by the Grave, kind of self-explanatory at this point, and then triple Imperm. For the extra deck, we got double Constellar Caduceus, the new Xyz monster. This thing is your main summon going first to get your combo started, or anytime you need to like restart the engine in the deck. On summon, it can target a Tellarknight and or a Constellar card in your graveyard and put them back in your hands. So it can get you back some of your monsters or some of your spell cards, so you have follow-up plays or like can continue combos. That's also part of the reason why I don't play Sirius, is because this also kind of does the same thing with less of a cost. And then it has the effect to be able to copy Tellarknight or Constellar effects of main deck monsters. So you would target a Constellar or Tellarknight out of your deck and banish it, then detach material, and then its effect becomes the effect of that monster on summon. So you would, banish Deneb, detach whatever, you get the Deneb search, and that would be in addition to if you had summoned the Deneb, so you get the search twice. So all in all, great 2-of. Probably wouldn't play 3. The one Deltaros, I've considered bumping this to 2. 1 is fine for now because it loops so hard. So detach material, pop a card on the field, and then when it's removed from the field, it can special summon a Tellarknight from your deck. So usually I'm gonna detach to pop itself, it'll die, you'll summon Altair, it'll summon itself back, and then if you link it away, it'll summon something else, and then it'll come back, and then it'll just keep, it just keeps looping itself over and over again. And I guess if you don't need that loop, you can detach to pop a card your opponent controls too, but being able to just keep doing it, not being a once per turn, is pretty nuts. We've got the one Triever, just bounce everything. This is a little bit harder to summon now. I was playing this at 2, cut it down to 1 just because the Triever loop isn't really a part of the deck anymore, even though I really like that. It has a restriction of only being able to summon Tellarknight monsters on the turn you summon this, so you really have to be like planning to use this as the board wipe, which is fine, but it's not going to be a good like reliable play in this deck when you have to play so many Constellar cards. We've got the one Bethlamius, pretty much just ranks himself up into Constellar Diamond. We've got the one Ptolemaeus because it's great. We've got the one Constellar Diamond, summonable Floodgate against light and dark decks. And then for Constellars, we've got the one Pleiades. It's just a really nice interruption. And we got the one M7, technically removable. Usually it's going to be a body in order to get you to your Deltaros in the combo, which I'll show you in a second. This is my Tora Italian chewed on copy that I've had forever. We've got the one Gaga Magician, just a combo piece. I suppose you could play like F-Zero combo in this deck, like in my Bujin deck list, if you've ever seen that. But I wanted to play something different just because I've been playing that in Bujins for so long. We got the one Dweller, just another great Floodgate. We got one Zeus, because the deck is mostly Xyz monsters. And then for links, we've got the one Isold, the one Unicorn, and the one Appaloosa to finish it up. These two are going to be main combo pieces, just to end on a bunch of negates, like a nasty Floodgatey board. The Unicorn is just, it could be anything. You could put in another Zeus, you could put in, you could play the Phoenix instead or something, you know, whatever link monsters you like. Okay, so for the one card combo, we're starting with the one Sheraton, the unsearchable Sheraton, obviously, because that's what we're building this deck around. So you'll start with the normal summon of Sheraton. Sheraton's effect is going to search the Caduceus for you. Caduceus' effect will special summon itself from the hand, then you'll activate its effect on the field to search the Twinkle. Get some room here. We'll activate the Twinkle on Sheraton, making it a 4. So now you got your 2 level 4s. This will be in the graveyard. We'll overlay our 2 4s to make Tellarknight, Constellar, Caduceus. On a summon, he'll get you your Constellar Twinkle back to your hand. We'll then use his effect. We're going to detach the Constellar Caduceus. You want it to be this one because it's a 4. And then we'll banish a Lyran. We'll throw the banished one up there. So the Lyran effect will then let you search the Constellar Tellarknights. We'll activate Constellar Tellarknights to summon back the Caduceus. And then the Xyz Caduceus is going to get ranked up into M7 by its own effect, by M7's effect. We'll then use the Constellar Tellarknights on the M7 to rank it back down into Deltaros. Deltaros effect will detach target itself. It'll pop itself. And then we will use Deltaros' effect to summon the Altair. Altair is going to summon back the Deltaros. And then we'll link away the Altair and the Deltaros for the Isold. Isold effect and Deltaros effect are both going to activate. Isold will search one. I'm going to search the Awesome. You can't use it this turn. You could search a follow-up card like another Altair for next turn, but I'm going to search this so I can discard to make the Diamond later on instead of trying to use the Ptolemaeus. Deltaros effect is going to special summon Deneb. Deneb is going to activate to search. We'll search the Anuk, add it to hand. And then we'll use Isold to send the Living Fossil to grave, and then get the Renode on the field. And then Renode will now give us the Living Fossil back in hand. So hand is now, let me show you here, Twinkle, Awesome, Anuk, and Living Fossil. We'll overlay the Caduceus and the Deneb, make the Gaga Magician. We'll detach to special summon back the Deltaros, and then we'll link everything away to make the Appaloosa. Deltaros effect will activate. We'll use it to special summon Vega. Vega's effect we'll use to special summon Anuk. Anuk's effect we'll use to dump the Altairan. So now we're going to overlay for Bethlamius. On a summon, Altairan's going to summon itself from the graveyard. It's turn 1, so there's nothing to pop, but you would get 1 pop off of the Bethlamius being on board. So now this will matter. This makes everything on the field dark, so you have to use this effect. We'll detach 1, discard 1 to rank up into Constellar Diamond. Now everything is light again. That matters because we're going to make Pleiades next, so we'll use Living Fossil. We'll get the Caduceus back on board. we still have the Twinkle in hand. So we use Twinkle on Caduceus, it becomes a 5. Twinkle's effect in Graveyard lets us banish the Sheraton, put it back in the hand. We'll activate it again and target Alterran, because remember this counts as a Tellarknight and a Constellar. This requires a Constellar, so now they're both level 5. We'll overlay, and we have Pleiades. So now, end of turn, we've got the Constellar Tellarknights, which I suppose you could bounce back with the Pleiades if you wanted, but Pleiades detached to bounce. It's a quick effect, 4 negates on the Appaloosa, and then Constellar Diamond. Nothing can be milled. If anything were to be added from the graveyard back to your hand, it is banished instead, and then if a dark monster activates its effect, you can detach to negate it. So pretty solid board there. The graveyard that you get at the end of this is pretty nasty. So this would be the reason why you would play Sirius, is because all of this is in my graveyard right now, and Sirius can cycle it all back. So I could probably see an argument for why you would do that, but I don't know. We'll come back to that later. Maybe we'll just find room to add it in. We'll cut the Sky Bridge down to 1 or something to play that and the Elsem, because I like the Elsem. Well, that'll do it. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Any changes you made, how you've been playing the deck. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.